When you follow So You Think and his daily runners, it's quite incredible the amount of his offspring who race every day around Australia. Further to that, he finished equal top with Schnitzel for the most stakes winners of any stallion in Australia last season, one ahead of champion Australian sire Written Tycoon, and he finished 5th on the overall Australian General Sires list. And he still has a huge following, 9 years on from his last race, the famous success in the Prince of Wales' Stakes at Royal Ascot.
But it is all So You Think. Look at him go. A champion racehorse in full flight.
Workforce and neck behind him in second place, and it's So You Think who won the Coroner Eclipse. And it's So You Think driven out towards the line, who's 2 to 3 lengths clear and will take his prize money through the £5 million barrier.
A great finish in the Derby. Quick Thinker just in front from Zabrowski. Quick Thinker holds on.
Tom, So You Think has become one of Coolmore's great success stories, continuing the line of champion racehorses bought by Coolmore who become top stallions themselves.
So You Think is undoubtedly one of the greatest racehorses of the modern era, and now he's established himself as one of the best sires in the country. Not a week goes by where he doesn't have a new winner, a new stakes winner, or even Group 1 winner. He's an incredibly consistent sire and versatile sire, and the way in which he converts his stakes winners to Group 1 winners and can produce those elite racehorses is really a testament to his quality as a stallion.
Grandstand finish. D'Argento on the outside. Swept to the front from Vinderdance.
Well, you go back, the horses he's produced, such as, was D'Argento and La Bella Diosa, Nikita Jane winning a surround. But in recent times, Quick Thinker winning an ATC Australian Derby, Realm of Flowers, the SA Oaks, then Think It Over this year, the George Ryder. I mean, he's not just getting out-and-out stayers or middle distance horses, he can get them over a trip such as the Ryder, the 1500.
Yeah, he's had a phenomenal season, and as you say, he's developed into a very versatile stallion, whether it's producing an elite 3-year-old sprinter like Peltzer, or a top-class miler like Nimali or Think It Over, or whether it's one of the Melbourne Cup favourites in Realm of Flowers. He's not a stallion that he's pigeonholed as a sprinting sire or a sire of stayers. Depending on what type of mare you send him, he'll get you a racehorse accordingly.
So You Think is going to go all the way. He's racing clear, and So You Think has bolted in the Cox Plate.
Well, I know everyone loves recapping some of these stallions and what they did. I was very lucky to have been involved with him from early on. We filmed him as a yearling in New Zealand. He was bought by Duncan Ramage for $110,000. He spotted him and then signed the ticket for the great horse. He was trained, as we know, by the master in Bart Cummings. But he became a real cult figure during his racing career, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a real people's horse. A lot of people come to the farm to look at the stallions, whether they be breeders or just racing fans in general. And the one horse that they all want to pull out is So You Think. He's got a real aura about him, as you say, with that forelock that everyone knows him by. He's a real household name in the Australian racing industry, and we're so glad that his name will be carried on by his sons and daughters for many years now that he's developed himself into a leading stallion.
But So You Think's clear.
Like, even from his first win at Rose Hill, he was an absolute baby, but he just really had something about him. And even in his early days, when he'd spell, and then when he raced in particular in Melbourne, the popularity has just been incredible. And as you say, I guess, so many cameras are on him at all the stallion parades. And it's a real sign of his popularity too, that everyone not just wants a photo of him, they want a photo of themselves with him.
He's an extremely popular horse. He's got a wonderful temperament, and he's a very kind horse. And people that come to the farm, they want to see So You Think, and they want a photo of So You Think. He's just such a legend of Australian racing, and is a name that will be spoken about for many, many years.
But So You Think is 3 in front. Who've you got? Urenda second from Zipping.
I mean, his own racing career, the 2 Cox Plates, particularly as a 3-year-old, and then the spring of 2010 when he also took out the Memsie, the Underwood, the Yalumba, an incredible 3rd in the Melbourne Cup, and then he won the McKinnon. I mean, that's as good a spring record as any champion of the modern era.
What So You Think did in the spring of his 4-year-old campaign was something phenomenal and a very rare feat. To win the Memsie over 1400 metres and then go on to win the Cox Plate and the Yalumba and the McKinnon, and then go on to compete with distinction in the Melbourne Cup. It really is a testament to his versatility as a racehorse, which has now transpired into his career as a stallion.
And after the Melbourne Cup, when the deal was done for Coolmore to buy the majority share in So You Think, the 5 Group 1s he won overseas was simply breathtaking, not only for Coolmore, but for the Australasian racing and breeding industry. I mean, it's not only our sprinters who can succeed overseas.
For a horse to win just 1 Group 1 is a great feat. For a horse like So You Think to win 5 Group 1s, including 2 Cox Plates, and then go to Europe and win another 5 Group 1s against the best that Europe can throw at him in races that they breed for over middle distances, it was an absolutely phenomenal accomplishment, and it's a testament to his ability as a racehorse. He's a true marvel.
I was lucky to see him at work at Ballydoyle and get some great footage with Aidan O'Brien, and he probably was one of Australia's most travelled Group 1 performers, racing in Group 1s in Ireland, the UK, where he won the Prince of Wales' Stakes at Royal Ascot, a Breeders' Cup run in the US, 4th on that tricky surface in the Dubai World Cup, an incredible 4th to Dame Dream in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. I mean, this toughness is what really sees him have often 10 runners a day around Australia every day.
Oh, he's an incredibly tough horse. We all know how tough he was on the racetrack, and it's the same here at Stud. He's a stud master's dream. He just gets on with his job, does everything that's asked of him with minimal fuss, and then puts his head back in the feed bin and licks it out every time. If every horse was like So You Think, whether that be for a trainer or a stud master, it'd make the game incredibly easy.
Stakeholders by So You Think out of Mount-Alago by Encosta de Lago.
And his success with his offspring is reflected in the sales ring, isn't it? I mean, Inglis Easter this year, $1 million colt from Mart-a-Lago sold by Sejenho, another from Nakatan sold for $900,000 by Kiora to Tom Magnier, combining with Hermitage. I mean, that is top of the tree stuff, isn't it?
It's great to see him finally being recognised as one of the elite stallions in Australia, and to achieve sale ring results like he has this year with $1 million yearlings and $900,000 and $800,000 on top of another $1 million yearling in 2020. It really gives an indication as to what the Australian buying bench think of him as a stallion, and really recognise him as one of the leading stallions in the country, which he is.
He was runner-up last year. This year he takes the cup. Good idea by 3 lengths.
But it's all Knight's order. First out, first timers racing clear on the Brisbane Cup.
Cariff just beat Realm of Flowers.
So many people, I mean, every photo, this story, I'm sure, and just any other bit of vision they can get of So You Think, they just love to see, just to look at this stunning horse that is the great So You Think.
You see him here in the footage today. He's an absolutely beautiful horse. He's got great presence, a real aura about him, and anyone who's around him can feel that. It's a real pleasure to have him here at Coolmore.
It's worth going a long way to see that at the racetrack. So You Think.